Hey, it's B2 with the BTS and GP review. Let's get right to it. I know it's been a while. Hey, my bad. Anyway, let's get right to it. Let me tell you something. Who needs coffee and Red Bull when you got Moto3 to wake your ass up in the morning? Those kids go at like bad news bears on two wheels. The rider of the race for me goes to Ivan Artola. Watch Artola come to the end of the season. He's the only dude on that female race squad, which is weird. But anyway, he does the damn. He and Napia. I'm telling you, watch that team. That team is great. I think people root for them secretly because it's an all-female team. But watch Artola. He and props to JB Masia, props to Sasaki, and Denny Anchu. Those guys are going to be great toward the end of the season. Heartbreak goes to Algado. I don't know what. Here's what I think happened. I'm being dead serious. Listen, they land early around Wednesday or Thursday. You can't tell me you land in Amsterdam on a Wednesday or Thursday night, which you ain't going out to see at 18. Come on now. I'm a grown-ass man. I go, I can't wait to go to Amsterdam on a Thursday night. So I can't imagine what it's like for an 18-year-old. Anyway, so I'm sure he was like, are you sure I can? Yes, you can, Danny. You got any money? Thank you. You gonna tell anybody? Shh. That's what happened to Algado. Algado was so far back in the pack, even Ana Carrasco was like, damn, Danny, what you doing back here? He goes, I know, right? And we all have a bad weekend, so hey, listen, I think he'll bounce back, but I think it's going to be great. Second half of the season, I think they're going to catch him, but watch out for, I say, Sasaki, Anchu, and Artola. My money's on Artola. How about you guys? Tell me what you think. Anyway, Moto2, Shaky Jake Dixon, you got to love the guy. He finally got over the hump. He loves his wife. He's got a beautiful new kid, and he's vegan. I don't know what that has to do with it, but he's vegan also. So the guy was hungry in more ways than one, and he finally satisfied one of those hungers with a victory. Props to him. Heartbreak goes to Fermin Algadir. Algadir had a long lap penalty, and he still finished a close fourth to Pedro Acosta. And let me tell you something. Say what you want about Acosta. Acosta's been, they've been gunning for him since the season started, and he's still doing the damn thing. So props to Acosta. You know, a little bit of Acosta, I got to give him credit. When you know you're going to Motogp, or you know you're going to step up no matter what you do, you know, I don't know if he really cares that much. Not like in Johan Mir knew he was going to Motogp, like I think before the season even started, I think. So it's like how much do you really care? Which is, it's easy for me to say. I'm sure those guys do, but you know, it's kind of like, listen, one time I had an audition with this guy when I lived in LA. I had an audition with a guy who already had a deal with somebody else, and he already landed 2 movie parts. So he said to me, he goes, you know what, man? I'm kind of cocky right now, so I really don't care if I get this role or not. And that's the way I feel with Pedro Acosta. Props to him though. He's still doing the damn thing for 19 to have the racemanship that he has. Props to him. But let's get to MotoGP. Let me tell you something. You guys are gonna freak out, but hear me out. Rider of the race in MotoGP, I gotta give it to Takagami. Because Taka, listen to me, Taka is the best Honda rider there is right now. He's almost the only Honda rider they have right now. But I think he started 14th. He ended up, 8th or 6th? Taka's philosophy is, hey, listen, they want to replace me anyway, right? I'm going to be replaced anyway eventually, right? I'm not going to hurt myself. I saw what happened to Marquez when he wasn't even pushing. So why should I push? I'm going to go just enough where I finish the race. And that's what Taka's been doing. And he's the highest placing Honda rider on the season right now, which is not too hard, but still. So props to Taka Nakagami. I mean, people look over, glaze over him like a donut, but I got to give it to Taka Nakagami. I mean, seriously, he's my rider of the race. Heartbreak goes to bad Brad Bender. God damn, Brad. Did you walk under a ladder while breaking a glass, while swallowing gum, and then there's a black cat and you cross your front of it? Because how do you, the same goddamn corner got you twice. You know, that's like getting the same girl pregnant twice. It's like, don't you learn from the first time? Anyway, I feel bad. Brad was like, yeah, you know, I just feel bad for my team. You know, for me, the rules are the rules, but I just feel bad for my team. We'll come back after the second half of the season. I love Brad. I really do. I mean, I know people think when I criticize Brad, I don't like. I love Brad. I really do. Great start by Brad. I don't know if he was listening to watching Ricky Gatson or whatever, but great start by Brad, which brings me to this. I don't give Pekka Pecco Bagnaia the credit he deserves. Nobody makes better second half adjustments than Pecco Bagnaia. Bill Belichick of the New England Patriots and Pecco Bagnaia. If you're watching that FP1, he was upset. FP2, he was upset. His boy whipped his ass in the sprint race. But you know what he did? He got it together, got his team together, and they came back and he won the race beautifully. And a little bit of Pecco was a little bit like Lorenzo. He's a little bit Jorge Lorenzo in the sense of once he gets the lead, for the most part, it's over. I mean, pretty much. I mean, if he screws up every now and then, but for the most part, when he gets the lead, it's like, ah, shit. So that's why I like when he has to pass other people. So when he gets the lead, it's like, oh, man. But props to him. We don't give him enough credit. We just take it for granted that the other guys, you know, like he gets a little, I don't know, not favoritism, but he's on the factory Ducati and they like him the most. But there's a reason Pecco I think he's the second all-time winning Ducati rider right now. Props to Pecco. We don't give him the credit he deserves. But you know what? There's more to that Assen GP than just Pecco. You know where I'm going with this. First of all, that GP was like slip sliding away. Slip sliding away. I got to give it to this. Saw the rumors out there. I think I posted where they were talking about maybe Pedro Acosta and Marquez being on the same team. Let me tell you something. Yeah, maybe that's for clickbait or whatever, but you got to hear him out, man. KTM comes to win, and they might take, because I know people are kind of pissed off that Ducati's taking up 7 of the top 8 places or whatever. Ducati's running away with it, but KTM is coming to win. They're almost the anti-Ducati in the sense of all the other teams are European, right? I mean, they come from Italy. Ducati's Italy, Suzuki and Honda are Japan. Where KTM is on their own. They come from Austria. Where? Austria? I mean, Germany light. And what they're doing, I mean, like, you know, they have an Australian rider, a South African rider. So it's easy to get on a KTM on the orange brand. It's kind of easy. And let me tell you something, man. You got to love what they're doing. They come in to win. We know when they first came into Motogp, we don't know how they were going to do because they were more dirt bike oriented. You got to love what KTM's doing. They're going to go to their home track in the second half of the season. And I hate to say it, but listen, here's what I would do now. I know Paul is back. Maybe, and my friend John Robinson said this, and it might be, I think it's a great idea. KTM's got the money. Have their own Husqvarna MotoGP team. Listen, it's apparent Dorna wants Pedro Acosta to succeed, all right? Because they see what they did with Rossi, how they didn't start marketing for Rossi's departure until it was too late. And now Marquez has been hurt, so it hurt him a little bit. So they're going to get on the Pedro Acosta bandwagon. That's why Pedro Acosta didn't get that long lap penalty. I don't care what anybody says. He was in the green, and I love Pedro, but he was in the green. So they're going to market Pedro Acosta. He's going to get away with a lot. So have his own team, right? Because the Spanish ratings have been down. Have his own team. Have Marquez. He and Marquez that's the Spanish Armada right there on a KTM. Marquez and Acosta. Woo! You know what that's like? That's like Beyonce and Rihanna. You know they ain't gonna get along. They're two good-looking chicks together. But who gives a shit? Have it on their own Husqvarna team. That ugly-ass color they got with them yellow hubcaps, which I think is those yellow rims. That is. But anyway, Marquez and Acosta. And Marquez is only 30, but he still wants to win. My only problem with Marquez is supposedly he's engaged. I don't know if it's true or not, but you got to wonder, and that's going to play a factor in it. Because if he is she the kind of woman that knows, hey, listen, he's got to do his job, don't show up at the races, or is she going to get in his head and he's going to turn on Will Smith and like he'll be in a press conference, he'll just slap Matt Burt out of no reason, like, so Mark, tell me, what's it like to be married, mate? And Mark just, leave my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth, you know? I hope it's not the case. You never know. If she gets in his head, he can go crazy. But hey, he's already crazy enough anyway on the racetrack. But you never know. So I think that plays a tremendous factor. But Marquez is only 30. He still has time to win a championship. He's not going to dominate, but he's going to have to play the managed game, make up his points in the sprint race, and just get top and just get podium. Pick where you win. He can win in Austin. He can win in the Sasha Ring, and then get podiums and maybe win in Pillar of Island, whatever. But for him to win a championship, that's what it's going to have to be. But he's got to get a competitive bike. I think that marriage is over. Listen, he was with Honda for how many years? 7-year itch, man. He won 8 championships, 6 with Honda, 7-year itch. People look at Alberto Puig as being an asshole. He's just truthful. Hey, man, everything runs its course. I just think it's time for him to step away from Honda. And everybody talks that bullshit about, you got to win with different manufacturers, how great you are. No, you don't. But for Marquez, I think if he goes to another manufacturer and win the championship, then he'll be able to go, yeah, I am the GOAT. So I would like to see him on a Husqvarna, KTM, or KTM, Husqvarna, gas. It's still the same shit. You know what I mean? But I would like to see him go to Husqvarna, and I would drink Red Bull. I would put Red Bull in my cornflakes if that meant Marquez could go to a different team, especially with Acosta. Anyway, I got that. What else? With the break coming on, I think the Marquez situation, I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I think what KTM is doing is great. I think they're going to give the Ducati a run for their money. I don't know if it's going to be with Jack Miller and Brad Binder. Maybe you can't replace Jack, but Jack has got everything you know what? The thing about Jack Miller crashing, he can't say shit because he said that shit about, I'm sick of manufacturers talk about, the bike. Hey, don't shut the fuck up and do your job, mate. So when he crashed, it was like, he couldn't say shit. So I thought that was kind of funny, but don't tell Jack I said that because Jack will beat my ass. Anyway, that's it for the review. I had to get this in. Sorry it took so long, but I've been traveling. I know it's an excuse, but anyway, I'm not going to blame anybody. I'm not going to blame my manufacturer. I give this GP a B+. I thought Moto 3 and Moto 2 really showed out, especially Pedro Acosta. Here's how you know Acosta is the new boy in MotoGP. Jake did some cross the finish line. Instead of them showing Jake and then that bullshit ass picture of the crew hanging off the fence, they showed Pedro Acosta's battle with Firming Aldeguer. It sounds like nothing, but think about it. They always show the winner, no matter how close the battles are, other than the winner. So, yeah, Pedro's the man. But anyway, MVP goes to Pedro. MVP of the whole GP goes to Pecco Bagnaia. Pecco Bagnaia is underrated. I apologize to Pecco. He is the man. We'll see second half of the season. I think Jorge Martin's going to come on, but he's got to come on strong and be more consistent. Props to Lacer Spargo, even with a broken wing. Take these broken wings and help me not lose the front in the first turn. Anyway, props to Aleix for a ride with a broken wing. I thought it was a great job. I thought the whole GP was good. I give it a B+. MVP. Pecco Bagnaia. It's going to be another 5 weeks before you see me on this thing again, so I'm sure you guys are sick of me already. Anyway, it's gone way too long, but I had to get this out of my system. Anyway, thanks. Give me criticism, comments, whatever. I love all you GP freaks. Until then, you know the word. Bye.